All right, man, we're going to end it off with a Piston video tonight. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Don't forget to check out the Detroit Piston talk playlist for more Piston videos. And if the unfortunate event happens where Christian Wood decides to move on, what are the alternatives, for the Pistons to fill that position at the 5? Obviously, let's start looking at the 5 position. Dante Hall has moved on to the Brooklyn Nets. That could be temporary. Now that could be, if he plays well, permanent. Okay. Then you got Thon Maker, who put some muscle on, but he really ain't a 5, right? He's a free agent. You move Andre Drummond. You keep Christian Wood, cut Joe Johnson. In an unfortunate event, he walks. Like, really, what's the alternative? Now the Pistons are in a great position, okay, to fill that void, because in free agency you have Hassan Whiteside, you have Serge Ibaka, you have Marc Gasol, you got Kelly Olynyk, Tristan Thompson, Jakob Porto, one of the Plumlee brothers. I mean, you can go on and on. Okay, there's like something for every flavor. You like an old vet like Marcus Gasol to temporarily fill the void. You got it. So you got a lot of guys that you can come here and fill that void with Christian Woods. Now, you're also in a great position in the draft, okay? And you can get Wiseman, or you can get the big guy out of UFC. I haven't seen other to do for UFC play, but he's shooting up draft boards, you know. But ideally, you want to retain Christian Wood, because it seemed like he got the right mindset. Like, he seemed like he want to work hard. He can beat a 5. You can argue me all up and down. It ain't too many defensive 5s in the league no more. It ain't too many all-around 5s. That's good offense, good defense. It's really one, and it's Joel Embiid. Karl-Anthony Towns lacking defensively. Aiden lacking defensively. Jokic, one of my favorites, he lacking defensively. And the defensive guys, Whiteside is just a putback guy. Nurkic is a putback guy. Hopefully come back healthy. Rudy Gobert is a good defensive guy, putback guy. So there isn't this all-around Akeem Olajuwon, Kareem, Wilt Chamberlain force in the league anymore. And if we do have one, it's going to be, quote-unquote, a healthy Joel Embiid. And we have really never seen a consistent, healthy Joel Embiid, okay? So I think you can get away with playing him at the 5. He has the versatility to go to 5, 4. You probably can steal some minutes with him at the 3. That's why you like him. You talk about the other guys you talk about, Ibaka, you can get him at the 4. He can play some 5. Gasol is a 5 at this point in his career. Kelly Olynyk can give you the 4 to 5. But how many big fellas that can give you across the front line play? That's versatility. A guy that can play any position across the front line. He can steal you some minutes at the 3. He can steal you some minutes at the 5. He can steal you some minutes at the 4. I mean, also it's a situation where if you retain him, you can bring one of these guys that I named in to play alongside of him. You know? And also you got Justin Patton out there, but I don't think anybody expects much of him right now until he proved that his right foot is healthy. Okay? So it's at the point where you have to kind of prepare yourself for every alternative if you Troy Weaver and Ed. Alright? So if he does walk, you know what? Does a big fella take priority over drafting a point guard? And I can give you a scenario where it does. Because the draft is so point guard deep, it may be a team that may be strapped for cash that's outside the lottery, or that's maybe snuck in the lottery, that want to give a pickup, like the Pistons gave a pickup last year, like the Bucks gave a pickup for the Tony Snell trade. You might get one of those guys, and it's you know, you also got the kid Cassius Winston, but it's one guy that I'm kind of drawn to, is the kid out of France. You know, he had a little injury problem. He slid down boards. I mean, what if Tyrese Maxey slide? You know what I'm saying? You could try him at the 1. You know, we have had experiments where we tried 2 guards at the 1. It ain't really worked. Iverson in his career, Rodney Stuckey really didn't work. Reggie Jackson really didn't work. So it's kind of imperative that they find the true 1. You know, you got a lot of them up top. Up top in the draft. You know, you got, LaMelo, I think, is a true 1. He not as true true as his brother, but he true to like the Luka and the Trey type of way of playing. Trey Young of playing the 1. You got the kid from Iowa State. You got Cole Anthony. He kind of the dynamic 1, but his daddy was a solid 1 in the league. I think he had $1 million for even touchdown in the league. So he come from a smart background. You know, you can go on and on. So really, it just like, how do you prioritize that position? Because only 5 you will have on if you get rid, don't let Wood go. If you let Wood walk, only 5 you'll have on the team right now is Justin Patton. You know, so obviously you will bring in a veteran, and people could say, well, the big man is becoming extinct. The true 5 is becoming extinct. People say, well, Anthony Davis is a 5, is really a 4. They say Karl Anthony is really a 4. People don't know what a 5 is no more. Anthony Davis is a 5. Karl Anthony Towns is a 5. Ayton is a 5. In any era, they are 5s. Tim Duncan was a 5, but he got put as a 4 because he played next to David Robinson. Karl Malone is a true 4. Barkley is a true 4. He's just a little bit undersized. Those are 4s. Draymond is really a 4. You know, so you kind of got to know the difference, but it's a positionless league. So, you know, me personally, how I would put it together, if I did let Christian Wood walk, I would look at the trade market, see if I can, you know, at that point, can I pry Karl Anthony Towns away from Minnesota? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we won't get Anthony Davis. AD is on the way. In my Magic voice, we won't get Anthony Davis because he's probably going back to LA. If he don't go back to LA, he's probably going home to Chicago. So I kind of trying to scrape the surface for a trade. I look at the Allen kid out there in Brooklyn. Maybe I think, you know, what he's done, he get a little bit more stronger. He may could be a solid starting 5 in this league. So you look at Miles Turner in the Pacers, and if I can't find an adequate trade, then obviously I'm gonna hit the free agent mark, and I might have to, you know, take a flyer on Ibaka, take a Kelly Olynyk, you know, take one of those guys. You know, that's what you have to do, and then you might have to draft a big fella. So is a big fella more important to this rebuild than a point guard? All I know is when the Pistons won a championship, they always had that leader at the 1. But you're in a position where to take the best player available. Some people like Anthony Edwards. He's okay. I just don't really see it like that. I just see a bigger, stronger Stucky. I don't know why. Maybe because they both dark skinned. But I got to do more homework on him. But he looks special, get to the rim. You know, strong kid. You know, but we didn't have prolific twos before here. And it didn't amount to nothing. We didn't have Stackhouse and, you know, Allen Houston for a little bit, I believe. We didn't have prolific twos like Jerry that can they can average 20, 30 points a night and not win nothing. When the Pistons are in demand and they grooving and they winning, Chauncey, Isaiah is usually the ones. The point guards is usually the ones that lead. So if I got Wiseman and I got the kid from Iowa State graded the same way, Lord forbid if Christian Wood walk, I'm going to tend to go with the point guard. But then again, you also go back to via trade. Can you trade and get a Spencer Dinwiddie? You know what I'm saying? You know, if you amnesty Blake, you know, do you think about Chris Paul? I wouldn't because you know, Chris Paul deserves to be on the championship caliber team. So you ask, you know, the Kings, do they want De'Aaron Fox? You know, you start to look around the league and kind of see at some of the guards that may not fit what they're doing. Maybe you call Philadelphia, you try to get Ben Simmons. Who knows? Who could be available? So, I mean, you could via trade, you can legitimately trade for a point guard as well too. Spencer coming back to Detroit is one of the popular and sexy picks. So if you can swing a Spencer Dinwiddie, you know, and Christian Wood do walk, then I think you looking at Wiseman, you looking at Obi, you looking at, and I just seen Obi hoop in an open run, and he is freaking amazing. You can look at the kid from USC, you can look at some of those big fellas then. You know, but truly the Pistons are in position to draft the best available player. It may be a situation where, you know, they bring a point guard in like Spencer Dinwiddie and they still draft a center. It may be a position where they feel that they can trade back into the first round, grab the kid for French, and they just take a center even if they keep Christian Wood. So they go with the front line of Christian Woods, Wiseman, or the other guy, and for USC, and Diambo as a front line. I'm not mad at it. You know, so it all depends. But if he walks, it makes it more interesting that the priority is center because you only have one under contract, and that is Justin Patton. So the priority really becomes the center position. So that it should be interesting. Personally, if Wood walk, this is what I would do. I would try to get Dinwiddie. But if I couldn't do the trade for Dinwiddie, I would probably bring in Jakob Portal. I would probably bring in Kelly Olynyk if the price is right. I'll run with them. I would draft me the best player available. If it's a center, it's a center. If it's a point guard, it's a point guard. And right now, by my half-ass or 25% scouting, right now, if LaMelo not on the board, I'm taking a kid from Iowa State or Cole Anthony. Simple as that. And I'm riding out. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out if you got business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App, PayPal, subscription. Best way to donate. Share the video. Let me know what you guys think. We gone.